Welcome to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics. SEPAM. This video is Mr. Orisheje Matthew's expert solutions to Cambridge Lower Secondary Checkpoint Science Paper 1. April 2024. Get your study materials and let's dive in. Question 1. This question is about the pathway of water through a plant. Question 1a. Complete these sentences about the pathway of water through the plant. At X, water is absorbed from the soil into the plant through root hair cells. At Y, water is transported through the stem in xylem vessels. At Z, water is released from the leaf surface by a process called transpiration. Question 1b. The water added to the plant contains minerals that keep the plant healthy. One of these minerals is magnesium. Name one other mineral needed to keep the plant healthy. Answer. Can write any one: iron, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, or nitrates. Question 2. Look at the diagram showing part of the periodic table of the elements. Question 2a. Write down the symbol of the element with atoms that contain only 6 electrons. Carbon. Question 2b. The electronic structure of chlorine is 2.8.7. Write down the electronic structure of potassium. Potassium is in period 4. Therefore it has 4 shells. The first blue shell has 2 electrons. The second red shell has 8 electrons. The third green shell has 8 electrons. Outermost shell has 1 electron. The electronic shell is 2.8. 8. 1. Question 3. This question is about density. Question 3a. Tick the sentence that correctly describes density. Density is the height per unit volume of a substance. Wrong. Density is the mass per unit height of a substance. Wrong. Density is the mass per unit volume of a substance. Tick. Density is the volume per unit mass of a substance. Wrong. The unit of density is kilogram per cubic meter. Question 3b. Look at the diagram of a beaker of oil and water. Explain why the oil is above the water. The oil floats on water because the density of the oil is less than the density of water. The oil has a density less than 1 gram per cubic centimeter. Oil and water do not mix. Oil is insoluble in water. Question 4. This question is about inheritance of sex and fetal development in humans. Question 4a. Look at the diagram of a Punnett square. This Punnett square shows the sex chromosomes of eggs or sperm for parent 2. The sex chromosomes of eggs or sperm for parent 1 are missing. The Punnett square also shows the 4 possible combinations of the sex chromosomes. Write down the sex chromosomes of eggs or sperm for parent 1. The sex chromosomes for parent 1 is XY. Parent 1 is the male parent. Parent 2 is the female parent with the sex chromosomes XX. 2. The egg cell and the sperm cell fuse together. Each cell passes chromosomes into the offspring. What word describes cells like eggs and sperm? Eggs and sperm are called gametes. The wrong description some candidates wrote were sex cells, reproductive cells, zygote, germ cells, fertilized egg. For B, smoking is one factor that affects fetal development during pregnancy. Write down one other factor that affects fetal development during pregnancy. Other likely factors that can negatively affect the development of fetus are: wrong diet, drugs intake by mother, like folic acid, caffeine, genetic disorders, disease like diabetes, substance abuse, vitamin deficiencies, breathing difficulties, excess weight, preeclampsia, abnormal blood pressure, drinking alcohol, Drinking coffee. Question 5. Aiko uses the internet to investigate the movement of tectonic plates. Look at the information she finds. Question 5a. Tick the correct direction of tectonic plate movement. Looking at the south-western part of the map. The direction of tectonic plate moving towards each other along the boundary between Indo-Australian and Pacific plates. Also the tectonic plates are moving towards each other along the boundary between Nazca and South American. This type of movement of the tectonic plates accounts for the high frequency of volcanic eruptions and activities in these regions. Along the boundary of Indo-Australian and Antarctic plates, the tectonic plates are moving away from each other. The same thing happens along the boundary of South American and African plate. As a result, these regions scarcely experienced the eruption of volcanic activities. Question 5b. Tick the correct sentence. Use information from the diagram. This question is about the distribution of the positions of volcanoes in the diagram. The first option gives the correct description. Most volcanoes are along the boundaries of tectonic plates. Tick. Question 6. Safia investigates the reaction between magnesium and hydrochloric acid. Magnesium plus hydrochloric acid produces magnesium chloride and hydrogen, which is collected in the syringe. The magnesium metal displaces hydrogen from the hydrochloric acid, forming magnesium chloride salt solution. The hydrogen gas is collected in the syringe. Safia measures the total volume of hydrogen made each minute for 8 minutes. This experiment demonstrates the rate of reaction. The factors can be 1. Surface area of magnesium. 2. Concentration of acid. 3. Temperature of the reactants. 4. Pressure. 5. Presence of catalyst. Zinc or copper can be used as a catalyst in this investigation. 6. Stirring of shaking the mixture can speed up this reaction. 7. Volume of hydrochloric acid used. She plots her results on the grid. 6a. One result is anomalous. Circle the anomalous result and draw a curve of best fit. The anomalous result is the red spot that is off the curve on the bottom part. 6b. The result for 3 minutes is missing. Predict the total volume of hydrogen made in 3 minutes. Total volume of hydrogen made in 3 minutes. From the horizontal time axis, when the time is 3 minutes, draw a blue vertical line until it intersects the curve. Then, from this point, trace a horizontal line to volume axis. This shows that 60 cubic centimeter of hydrogen was collected after 3 minutes. Question 7. Oliver heats cold water in a metal cooking pan. The water boils. Question 7a. Oliver makes an incorrect statement about the boiling water in the metal cooking pan. Oliver says, the water is given temperature by the flame. Suggest why Oliver is incorrect. Temperature measures how hot or cold the water is. It is heat energy that causes the water to boil. The flame transferred heat energy to the water. Question 7b. The handle of the metal cooking pan gets hot. Name the thermal energy transfer process that causes the handle to get hot. Thermal energy transferred to the handle through the process of conduction. Question 8. This question is about the carbon cycle. Question 8a. Name one process in the carbon cycle that releases carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere in carbon cycle through the process of respiration, combustion, and decomposition. Question 8b. Which process in the carbon cycle uses microorganisms to break down carbon compounds in dead plants and animals? Microorganisms break down carbon compounds in dead plants and animals to release carbon dioxide through the process of decomposition or decay. Question 8c. Which process in the carbon cycle moves carbon compounds along a food chain? Carbon is moved along food chain through the feeding activities of animals. Question 8d. Which process in the carbon cycle makes glucose? Glucose is produced through the process of photosynthesis. Question 9. Mass extinctions of plants and animals have happened during the history of the Earth. A mass extinction event happens when the value of the extinction rate is greater than 10. The graph shows how the extinction rate in plants and animals has changed over the last 500 million years. Question 9a. How many mass extinction events have happened during the last 500 million years? There are 5 mass extinction events in the 500 million years. Question 9b. Increased volcanic activity is one cause of mass extinction. Suggest why an increase in volcanic activity causes mass extinction. Volcanic eruption causes destruction of habitat. It causes increase in temperature. It causes change in climate. It causes acidification of ocean. Question 10. Mike makes some salts. He reacts dilute acids with metal carbonates. Question 10a. Mike draws a table to show which acid reacts with which metal carbonate to make each salt. Complete his table. The first column shows the acid used, the second column shows the metal carbonate used, and the third column shows the salt produces. What is the rule of this reaction? Hydrochloric acid donate hydrogen ion and chloride, and zinc carbonate donates zinc ion and carbonate. Zinc, which is a more reactive metal, will displaces hydrogen from the solution of the hydrochloric acid. The zinc combines with the chloride to form zinc chloride. The displaced hydrogen reacts with the carbonate to form hydrogen gas and carbon dioxide. In the second reaction, copper from copper carbonate displaces hydrogen from sulfuric acid. In the third reaction, magnesium from magnesium carbonate displaces hydrogen from nitric acid. Question 10b. Mike adds an excess of insoluble zinc carbonate to dilute hydrochloric acid. When the reaction finishes, the beaker contains a mixture of zinc chloride solution and insoluble zinc carbonate. Describe how Mike makes crystals of pure zinc chloride from the mixture. There are 3 steps. Step 1. Filter the mixture. Step 2. Slowly evaporate the zinc chloride filtrate. Step 3. Leave solution to crystallize. Question 11. This question is about energy conservation. Question 11a. Complete the sentence. The law of conservation of energy states that energy cannot be created or destroyed. Question 11b. The diagram shows the energy transfers in an electric lamp. The total 80 joules of electrical energy transferred to the lamp is converted to 60 joules light energy and thermal energy. The heat energy lost to the surrounding is obtained by subtracting the 60 joules light energy from the 80 joules electrical energy to give 20 joules of heat energy. Calculate the energy transferred as heat to the surroundings. Energy transferred as heat to the surroundings is equal to 80 joules minus 60 joules to give 20 joules. Question 12. A massive asteroid collided with the Earth 65 million years ago. Complete the sketch to predict the effect of this asteroid collision on the population of dinosaurs. This is a critical thinking question. If a massive asteroid collided with the Earth 65 million years ago, all the dinosaurs existing will be killed instantly 65 million years ago. Therefore, the correct plot is a vertical plot from the horizontal time axis when the time was 65 million years ago to the horizontal plot already given. Question 13. This question is about natural selection. Question 13a. Complete these sentences that describe some features of natural selection. Choose words from the list. Fertilization, genes, organism, species variation. There are differences in characteristics between the individuals of the same species. The characteristics are controlled by genes. Question 13b. Natural selection also includes the idea that all changes to characteristics happen randomly. New characteristics that best fit the environment are passed to future generations. Some scientists use cress plants to study natural selection. Their results show some characteristics never change. Damage to genetic material for some characteristics repairs very quickly, so these characteristics do not change. Question 13b, tick to show if these results support the theory of natural selection. Yes or no? Give a reason for your answer. Answer, no. Reason, not all characteristics are changed randomly during natural selection. Some characteristics are before being passed on to next generation. Question 13b, the second, suggest how the scientists get further information to help their study. Scientists use a different species of plant. Scientists use the internet. Scientists use results from other scientific research journals. Question 14, A. Mia reacts a 0.2 gram piece of magnesium ribbon with dilute hydrochloric acid. She also reacts 0.2 gram of magnesium powder with dilute hydrochloric acid. Mia finds that the magnesium powder has a greater rate of reaction than the piece of magnesium ribbon. Explain why. Magnesium powder has a larger surface area exposed to hydrochloric acid. Magnesium powder has more collisions per second than using a piece of magnesium ribbon. Question 14, B. Mia reacts a 0.2 gram piece of magnesium ribbon with cold dilute hydrochloric acid. She also reacts a 0.2 gram piece of magnesium ribbon with hot dilute hydrochloric acid. Mia finds that the hot acid has a greater rate of reaction than the cold acid. Explain why. Use ideas about the particle model. Hot acid has a greater rate of reaction because the particles have more energy. And particles move faster, causing more collisions. Question 15, Blessy investigates waves. Look at the diagram of the equipment she uses. Blessy moves the ruler up and down in the water to make waves. Question 15a, Blessy increases the number of waves produced per second. Write down what happens to the frequency of the waves. The number of waves produced per second is equal to the frequency. An increase in the number of waves produced per second is equal to an increase in frequency. Question 15b, Blessy draws a diagram to represent the waves. Draw a double-headed arrow on the diagram to show the amplitude of the wave. The amplitude of the wave is the maximum displacement from the equilibrium surface of the water before it was disturbed. The amplitude is the distance from the horizontal time axis to the crest or to the trough of the wave. Question 16, this question is about the formation of the moon. Question 16a, Yuri reads 4 theories on the internet about the formation of the moon. Tick the correct theory. The correct theory about the formation of the moon is the second proposition. The Earth collided with a smaller planet. The debris from the impact formed the moon. Tick. The others theories given are. Question 16b, Analysis of rocks from the surface of the moon has increased our understanding of the formation of the moon. Thousands of rocks were analyzed. Suggest why a large number of moon rocks were analyzed. Large number of moon rocks were analyzed. To give reliable data. To have a range of observations and to identify anomalous results. To identify a trend. To have a greater variety of observations. A fair test or make it an accurate test. Let review how to make an investigation reliable and a fair test. Reliable investigation is an investigation the results are consistent and trustworthy. To achieve this. Method 1, repeat your experiment multiple times, at least 3 to 5 times. Method 2, use the same equipment and materials each time. Method 3, control variables that could affect the outcome. How to make experimental investigation a fair test. Fair test ensures that your experiment is unbiased and only tests what you intend to test. To achieve this. Method 1, change only one variable at a time, the independent variable. Method 2, keep all other variables constant, controlled variables. Method 3, use the same conditions for each test. Question 17, Youssef investigates electrical circuits. Question 17a, Youssef draws this incomplete circuit diagram. Youssef has an ammeter and a voltmeter. Complete the circuit diagram to show how Youssef measures the current through the lamp, voltage across the lamp. Use the correct standard electrical symbols. He connects an ammeter in series with the battery and other to measure the current flowing through the lamp. The symbol of an ammeter is a capital letter A written inside a circle. To measure the voltage across the lamp, he connects a voltmeter in parallel to the lamp. The symbol of a voltmeter is a capital letter V written inside a circle. Question 17b, Youssef observes that the lamp gets hot when a current passes through the lamp. Suggest what Youssef does to make the investigation safe. Safety of the investigation is the major concern here. He should not leave the switch on for too long but switch it off after taking each reading. He should use a smaller current or apply smaller voltage. Question 17c, Youssef makes this hypothesis. The current through the lamp changes when the lamp gets hot. Suggest how Youssef investigates this hypothesis. Identify the independent variable and the dependent variable. Current is the independent variable while temperature is the dependent variable. Allowing different values of current to flowing in the lamp makes the lamp to have different temperature. He measures the current when the lamp is cold and when the lamp is hot. Thanks for watching. I hope this video by Orisheje Matthew helped you understand Checkpoint Science Paper 1. April 2024. If you have questions, comment below. Like, share, and subscribe to Super Easy Physics and Mathematics for more content.